Hi, and welcome to your reading for December 29th, 2025. This is the last one for 2025. And so today I'm going to be doing a 5 card reading, and we're going to be using kind of the elements and the directions to guide us into what we need to know as we move through this threshold from this year to the next this week. So let me go ahead and just get these down real quick. Um, we have in the east, which is the energy that is coming in, rising in the horizon. And we have Gaia. Sorry, that's kind of, there we go. Mother Gaia is an energy that is always present. And one of the things that I always feel so deeply connected to when I am invoking the directions or doing any type of ceremony is that without Mother Earth, we wouldn't have a home. And so this is something that I think is maybe helping us come into some insight. What is coming up for us around how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of the earth, how we, Mother Gaia or Earth is kind of the material encapsulation of unconditional love. And so, how are you in your body holding that energy of unconditional love? Do you trust yourself? Mother Earth is there for us all the time, right? When we're sleeping, when we're awake, it's there before we even open our eyes and trusting us with her life. And so there's something here about waking up to the importance of this earth, of this home, of this powerful vessel that is also what we inhabit, what your soul is animating is this body, right? And in the south, which is the fire element in my tradition, we have the island card and solitude. In this direction, this card can maybe be pointing out to what around being a loner or being alone or having to or feeling like things are just you and you're an island um, are are outdated. Maybe it's something that you have been feeling and you want to change. This is the time. This is the area of transformation, of fire. This is also an area where a lot of inner child work can be done. And so perhaps this is an old story about having to do things on your own. And so that is what we have here. In the West, we have the eagle and communion. I'll show you this card. And as you can see, we have this beautiful communication between nature and man and the moon. And it's wonderful that we actually got this card in the West, which is connected to the waters. It's connected to the moon. So Um, there is something about being in touch with our feelings, being in touch with the divine, um, especially through changes. Uh, in the West, I am very connected with the energy of moving through the void and the unknown and the darkness. And then the moon is there to light us up. And sometimes the moon is shining full and bright and illuminating so much for us. And sometimes it's dark and it's just a sliver and we can't really see much. But these are all part of the changes and it's all part of the ebbs and flows of life. And so we are being encouraged to um, feed and nourish our communication, our engagement with spirit in whatever way feels good for you. In the north, where we are connecting to the earth and to ancestors. There's the shaman card and ancient healing wisdom. And I love this. I'll show you here. My camera takes a minute to focus in. Sorry, I am um, not that savvy with all of the tech stuff, but I'm here to share information. So, um, this card, especially here, and with Gaia in the east of new beginnings, I think is really pointing to something very special that perhaps this week and as we cross the threshold, there is something very ancient and deep that wants to be acknowledged within you. And mm, And there is an indication here that you have the support, that you have the guidance, whether that's from community or that is within your own heart. Um, you are you are guided, and there is a lot of wisdom here to give you strength. When I think of this particular area of the north, I think of the mountains, I think of the Apus, I think of that solid, firm, unwavering ability to stand tall, and how sometimes that can be something that doesn't feel like we can do anymore. And especially with this solitude card, this is kind of right at the opposite end, where this is showing that you have the wisdom to do this. It is in you, and this is part of the journey, and you are capable. And space, um, often ether or akash, um, below, above. We have the new moon card and promise. And I think that this feels really appropriate for this crossing over. And one of the things that feels important in this reading is um, the intentionality that is coming through. It feels very much like we're looking at Gaia coming in, reminding us of the teachings of love, of self love, of reciprocity, of taking care of ourselves and each other. We have the Island and Solitude card reminding us that if we have been holding on to these ideas of being alone or have been feeling alone, perhaps it is a time to let that burn away. Perhaps it is time to use that as fuel to transform and transmute. And especially if there is a connection with inner child, childhood stuff, we are moving away into a new story, into a new chapter. And as we move into these unknown places, we have Eagle and Communion asking us to open up our channel, to open up our abilities to listen with not just our ears, but with our heart, with our mind, with our body, to receive the guidance. And then we have the shaman card that reminds us of ancient healing wisdom. The ancient healing wisdom tells us that not everything that is valuable and important is, you know, tangible, that sometimes there is the invisible, the hardiness of spirit that is so important. And to kind of wrap it up, we have the promise. So I wonder, as you continue to move through this week, what is the promise that you want to set for yourself as we move into 2026? Whether that is, you know, deepening connection and love for yourself, um, being more involved with community or family or friends. Um, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on this and let me know what you think. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and I wish you a most magical crossover into the new year. And I will be sharing a little bit of a Reiki integration. If this message resonates, please like or share and check out the short healing that I will provide for you. Be well.